New services are being developed to, all the time really to try and harness the new consumption patterns and the new desires that we're seeing, both from consumers who've historically bought our products, but also, to Omar's point, the new emerging affluent groups of consumers and so on. What are you seeing in this space? And I guess to your point earlier, watches are historically a very conservative part of the market. What's the opportunity for innovation in this space to try and change the way that people interact with your product and gain ownership of it?
They're huge. The opportunities are huge because, as you were saying, the consumption pattern changed completely, right? We went from, let's say, the mid-century habit of you have one watch for life, as now where you really you mix and match, you trade watches, you change more often, and so on, right? So when it comes to watches, facing this huge change in consumption, you have to adapt as a brand, and you have to go also beyond selling solely products. So you can say, okay, I'm making watches, I'm selling watches. That's but in reality, what you have to do is build a relationship with the customer and kind of like satisfy the needs of those customers. And so I can tell what we've done so far and what we plan to do. One of the things is about ownership, right? Where there is this desire to experience, but not necessarily combined with a need for ownership, at least at the beginning. And that's why we've launched what we call Breitling Select, which is now in the US and about to be deployed in Europe, which is basically a service that allows you to try 3 watches for a year. The 3 watches you want in our catalog. Not all of them together, right? One after the other, for sure. But still, it allows you to kind of like, decide by yourself which of the watches would be the best, or if you keep on, trying new watches. So that's one big shift. We're the first brand to do that in the luxury watch industry, for sure. And I think this was answering a need, at least we can tell from the initial success. The second one that we've launched that will sound very familiar for other industries, but that was not really done up to now in the luxury watch industry, is everything around aftercare. Because if you think about it, usually it's a dreadful moment when you have to deal with after service of your watch that has cost a lot, and has age and suddenly not working as well as initially, or something like that. So we've deployed something we call Breitling Care, not far from Apple Care in the naming and in the scope. But the idea is really that the brand is also there for the entire life cycle of the product. And that's really important. So to say, to the customer, okay, we give you peace of mind. You can purchase, let's say, an additional warranty, 2-3 years warranty, on top of the 2 to 5 years that you already have, depending on the model, for instance. And we take care of everything. And I think this is also part of the expectation from the customer, is not to be let down after the purchase, is to be continuously followed up by the brand because of the ongoing relationship, right? It's not a relationship only when you purchase. And the last one, I think that kind of like combines both and also answers a shift of consumption pattern, relates to circularity, trading, however you call it. But it's basically ensuring a better flexibility of ownership for Breitling owners, right? So that when they buy a watch, they also know that they have an easy and sure way to sell it. And yes, you have a lot of players that grew a lot that do that, multi-brand. But I think it's a shame for the brand to not be involved in that relationship, because if you think about it, it would make sense that the brand sold the watch and takes care of reselling the watch if the customer wishes, or just upselling the watch, changing the watch, anything. So this is coming very shortly. And I think it's going to be extremely successful with existing Breitling owners, for sure.